Well, when you're a leader, you're always going to show you're ready to fight this fight until the very end. You don't want to show any type of weakness, for instance. So, of course, until today, Pablo Rodriguez maintained that he was there to remain as leader of the Liberals. Now, of course, I think he came to the conclusion that he was soon, there were in the past few days and weeks, we've seen many former ministers, many former elected officials from the Liberal Party to call for his resignation. And at some point, he was getting very close to the point where his own caucus, his own MNAs were eventually going to come out publicly to ask for his resignation because even for them, it was becoming very difficult to defend as a party. So the decision in the end was between resigning on your own and trying to leave by defending yourself and saying you're going to continue to defend your reputation, or facing the humiliation of your own party showing you the way out. And of course, that would have been a very sad end for Pablo Rodriguez after only 6 months as leader of the Liberal Party of Quebec. First of all, what we have seen, what we hear about these allegations seem to be mainly about personal initiatives from people that were not necessarily among the leadership of Rodriguez's campaign. They were volunteers, they were fundraisers, but it seems like they were at the lower level of the organization. So far, we don't hear any allegations that associate Rodriguez directly with any of those wrongdoings at the Liberal Party of Quebec. But it shows that there's a culture of, quote, flang within this party that needs to be addressed. And I think it also comes down to Rodriguez's style of crisis management, of leadership, his communication skills. He has not been able among those 5 weeks, within those 5 weeks that since the crisis emerged, he was not able to put it behind him. And every day we heard new scandals that he didn't seem able to really address and reassure the population about his intentions, about the strength also of his leadership and how he's holding this party as leader. So it all comes down to the leadership style. And in the end, I think this whole crisis has shown a lot of people that Rodriguez did not have what it takes to lead that party into the next election in the end. Well, it's going to come down to a decision of the party's executive. Are they going to have indeed a leadership race? So far, what we are hearing, the rumors are that they might be having a very short leadership race, could be 4 to 6 weeks only compared to the last leadership race, which lasted over a year. So it could be a very quick race, or they could eventually decide to go towards a coronation. Let's not forget that just 6 months ago, members of the Liberal Party voted massively for a new leader. And in the end, the race was pretty tight on the second ballot between Pablo Rodriguez and Charles Milliard, who came second with 48% of the total points. It was a point system at the time. So the party could also decide to offer Milliard to take over and replace Rodriguez. But the question is also, is he interested in taking over? Because at this point, the task to rebuild the reputation of that party in just 9 months until the next election is humongous. It's also a time where parties usually recruit star candidates. They organize fundraising events. And right now, of course, not a lot of people in Quebec want to be associated with the Liberal Party, with what happened in the past few weeks with Pablo Rodriguez. So it's going to be a huge task. And the question is, does someone like Charles Milliard wants to become the next leader of the official opposition? Because right now, there's no way they can win the next election unless they have a leader who can turn things around quickly for that party and pick up some momentum in the polls. But they need to find someone who will be I believe, an outsider. They need to find someone who is not closely associated to the old liberal guard here. And I think in that sense, someone like Carl Blackburn, who has been an MNA and the Director General of the Liberal Party under Jean Charest, doesn't necessarily represent the renewal or the fresh face that this party needs at the moment to reposition itself as an ethical party.